And in this episode of Butch Plays D&D, I decided to put a TV inside of a table. Now, I've seen plenty of those other YouTube videos where these guys just go hog wild on completing just some of the most amazing, high-quality, 1,000-hour builds. But not me. I am lazy. I give a sloth a run for his money. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one of these generic tables you can get at a cafeteria, yard sale, whatever. As you can see, I had a big piece of plywood I just cut in half. Plywood that I would just cut in half and put hinges in. 7 players and a DM, it's pretty decently sized. But what am I to do? This table underneath is slightly too small for 7 players and a DM. So I'm going to do the same thing, only drill a hole into it so I can put a TV and put another piece of plywood. But don't worry, I'm not getting rid of the trusty felted plywood. And on this side it's not felted, it's stained and sanded. But I will be using another piece of plywood with a hole in it, and I will have periodic updates on my progress. Okay, quick update. Hole not accomplished. I know, it's like high school all over again. But if I were to cut a big giant rectangular hole in this table, it would severely, as you can see, it would severely weaken the table. I would have to put a couple strength members underneath and just make the whole thing stronger. But what if all I do is cut a tiny little hole just for the power? Then I flip luckily this TV is just completely flat flush. All I do is flip the TV upside down, have it up, new sheet of plywood over the top with, of course, the rectangular hole cut into it, but I don't care. It's plywood, who cares? And then a couple spacers sprinkled about, fastened down so that nothing moves. Bingo, you've got a TV in a table without ruining your nice yard sale find. Okay, so the hole has been drilled just for the power cable. All the other inputs on the TV come in sideways, so I don't need to do any other holes in that. This is the big piece of plywood. You put some felt on it, flip it over, and it looks really nice. And there we go. So the plywood with the felt flipped over. That TV will go right here, face up. I put just perhaps a couple of spacers underneath the TV underneath the plywood, so that the plywood is flush with the TV, and then I clamp it down to the end of the table. You'll get to see what it finally looks like. And there we go, one completed in TV table. As you can see, there is a bit of a gap, but we're gonna have spacers filled there. Nice. Okay, so I got the spacers in. As you can see, I traced the yard sale find table underneath. I did a nice trace out so I know exactly where the spacers can and cannot go. Once I glue those down, screw them in, I will flip the table over. And I did a dry run earlier, and holy cow, this thing looks really nice. You'll see what it looks like here in just a second. And we're done. As you can see, it's a fully functioning screen. It's a piece of plywood sitting on top of a desk. Pretty friggin' sweet. So then, as you can see underneath, there's just a bunch of spacers and the cables in the TV. So I did not have to drill a big giant hole, just a tiny little one. Hope you liked it.